Okay, so we have noticed that when we constructed a triangle, we use the polygon tool. So you created 3 points. Okay, correct? And then the 4th one, you just click an existing point and you form a triangle. Okay, whether is it equilateral, isosceles, scalene, or right angle, up to you. Okay, but today's lesson is actually on quadrilaterals. Okay, quadrilaterals are things with how many sides? Shapes with how many sides? 4 sides. And how many angles do they have? 4 angles. Very simple. Okay, so can you all name me some special quadrilaterals? Trapezium. Okay, wait, let me get my marker so I can write them down. Okay, we have special ones. Okay, you can write this down on your paper as well. Wait. Parallelogram. No, cannot. Okay, parallelogram. Okay, these are some special ones. Trapezium. Any more? Rhombus. But what is a rhombus? Nope. Anybody want to guess what is a rhombus? Two pair of parallel sides. Okay, or can I say a rhombus is a parallelogram? Yes, right, because it's the same. Okay, a rhombus is a special form of a parallelogram. I say again, a rhombus is a special form of a parallelogram. Okay, we will look at the sides later. Okay, any more? Any more special ones? Kite. Okay, let me just quickly draw them. So trapezium looks like that. Okay, if you want to draw them quickly, okay, with this, okay, parallelogram is something like that. Okay, rhombus will look similar to your parallelogram, but it's not exactly similar. There, trapezium is here. Okay, trapezium can be drawn like that or like that. So you can have 2 right angles, but it can be like that as well. Okay, any more special ones? Okay, kite is something like that. Okay, any more? Yeah. Square, the basic one you all never say. You all say all the difficult one. Okay, square and rectangle. Okay, I don't need to draw these 2. This is quite simple. Okay, these are quadrilaterals. Now, any quadrilaterals that does not fit any of these, we just call them quadrilaterals. For example, I can have anything that is of 4-sided shape. This doesn't fit any of the criteria here. This is still considered a quadrilateral. Okay? Still considered a quadrilateral. So now, just now, I want you all to look carefully at the rectangle just now that you formed on your Desmos app. Okay? You form a rectangle shape here, and you are trying your best to make all the angles a right angle, correct or not? You're trying to make a right angle. But while you're playing with it, sometimes it can be 89 degrees here, 91 degrees here. Then here can be what? 88 degrees, then here 92 degrees, right? Yeah. Okay? But can you all try adding up all the angles? Okay? Based on what you see, okay, it doesn't have to be 90 degrees. You add up all the angles together. What is the angles equals to? 180? 360? Okay, so some people say 180 degrees, some say 360 degrees. Which one?
360.
Why 360? Add up 90 degrees? Are you sure? Yeah. So this is where I'm going to show you something. Okay. I have a mini paper here. I'm going to use this paper. Okay, let me find my paper first. Okay, so I have a piece of rectangle here, correct or not? Okay, I am going to fold this rectangle from point to point, not into half, but I want to connect a point to point such that I get a line from the point opposite each other. Okay, so on paper it's like that, but what I'm trying to do is I'm going to fold according to this line here. Can y'all see this? Okay, too light. Let me use a darker one. Okay, I'm trying to fold the paper according to this line here. Okay, now when you fold the paper according to the line, what shape do you get? How many triangles do you get? Two triangles, right? Now, do you all know what's the sum of angles of a triangle? I say again, do you all know what's the sum of all the angles in a triangle? Something you've learned previously? Alamak, I'm not doing it right. I say again, do you know what is the sum of angles in a triangle? 180. 180, right? Triangle is 180. But how many triangles do we have now in a rectangle? Two. So two triangles, how is the total sum of angles? 360, right? Okay? Because a rectangle can be split into two triangles. Can you see? Okay, two triangles here. Each triangle is 180 degrees, correct or not? Each triangle here is a 180 degrees angle. Make sense? And I have two triangles. Hence, the sum of angles in a rectangle will be 360 degrees. Okay, but how does that work on paper? We know that physically, but some of you are like, hey, but how does it work? Okay, now I have this rectangle here. I already split it into two triangles, right? Now I will split the triangles separately. So one triangle like that, and one triangle like that. I cut it out lah. Okay, I cut it out. Now, this is definitely 90 degrees, correct or not? Alright? Let me give this an angle. Let's give this 60 degrees. And then this side, this one will be how much? Will be how much? This is 90 degrees, this is 60 degrees, this is how much? 30 degrees, right? In total, how much? 180, correct or not? Same thing. This one, this is 90 degrees. Okay, right angle, right? Okay. This came from the rectangle, correct or not? This part came from the rectangle. This angle plus this angle is a right angle, right? Correct or not? These two angles add together is a right angle, correct or not? Correct? Since it's a right angle, this is also 60, right? Then this one is this angle and this angle, right? Hey, can you see something unique here? Do you remember alternate angles, parallel lines? This is parallel lines, right? These two are equal. Headache already, right? But everything connects. This is also 30 degrees. Can you see that these two add up is how much? It's a right angle, correct or not? When I connect them together, it's just a rectangle. Hence, the sum of angles in a rectangle or any quadrilateral. Okay, even parallelogram also. Okay, we will prove that another day. Okay, the sum of angles in a quadrilateral is actually equals to the sum of two triangles, correct or not? Sum of angles of two triangles, which is actually 360 degrees. Okay? Does anybody, am I explaining in a way you all can understand in terms of the proof? Okay, this is a proving. I'm trying to prove to you why is it 360 degrees. Okay? So if you add up all these sides now, it all equals to 360 degrees. Okay? Next week, we will look at, not next week, next lesson we'll look at parallelogram. Okay? Is that also 360 degrees? Okay? We'll look at, what about parallelogram? Okay? So So I want you to go home. Okay, draw a parallelogram. Okay, go and find out how am I going to find the sum of angles in a parallelogram? Is it the same way as how I did for the rectangle? I cut the rectangle into two triangles, right? Technically, I also can cut the parallelogram into two triangles, right? But a bit different now, right? The triangle a bit different now, right? Okay, so you look at this on next lesson as well.